What is going on, everybody? TJ here with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports, and in today's video, you guys, we're going to be building out a 6 flex slip over on PrizePicks, a positively correlated slip directly off of the correlation tool here at DGF, and we're going to be building out the slip for the Raiders and Dolphins game this coming weekend. Guys, my favorite overall play right now is going to be Tua Tagovailoa over 269.5 passing yards. We're going to jump in this video, build out the rest of our slip, talk about why we should be correlating slips over on these fixed payout platforms like PrizePicks. And we're going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, guys. So I've pulled up PrizePicks. We've added Tua Tagovailoa to our slip. My second overall play, it's going to be Aiden O'Connell over 198.5 passing yards. And let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit. So a two-man power over on PrizePicks. 95% of the time when you build out a two-man power, your payout is always going to be 3 times. So it doesn't matter if I take more or less on Tua passing yards or more or less on Aiden O'Connell passing yards, my payout is always going to remain the same. I'm going to get a 3 times payout in the two-man power. So if we're entering this over on a traditional sports book, our payout that we're receiving, it's always going to fluctuate. Those odds are going to alter, not only because we're stacking a same game, but because when it comes to American odds in sports books, they actually have that line attached to the players over or under. So we could be getting Tua Tagovailoa at minus 150 odds to go over 269.5 passing yards, and then we could be getting plus 115 odds on him to go under. So if we're taking the under opposed to the over, we're getting a more bang for our buck in return. But with that minus 150 price tag on Tua to go over, that means it's more likely for Tua to go over that line opposed to him to go under that line. So when it comes to these fixed payout platforms like PrizePicks, we don't have to worry about that. It's all on the back end based off of the payouts that we're receiving dependent on what slip type we're actually playing. So in a 5 or a 6 flex slip, in this case, we're going to be building out a 6 flex slip for this Raiders and Dolphins game. We're getting these odds in that 6 flex slip at minus 118. So if I can go ahead and play a Tua Tagovailoa over passing yards at minus 150 on a platform that's allowing me to get it at minus 118 in a 6 flex or even minus 119 in a 5 flex, I'm getting a way better bang for my buck in the long run playing Tua Tagovailoa over on PrizePicks opposed to a sports book. We're going to be getting this 6 flex slip directly off of the correlation tool here at DGF. As you guys can see, DGFantasy.com/correlation is going to get you to this page. All of our slips are publicly tracked, so even if you're not a user of the correlation tool, if you don't have a subscription, you can still go to DGFantasy.com/correlation and you guys can check out all of the slips that we grade in our correlation performance tracker right here. And since August 18th, you guys, we're up 588 units. So if you're a $5 unit bettor, and let's say we're 12 short of 600 units, you'd be up almost $3,000 just playing $5 units and playing the slips recommended to the correlation tool. And the correlation tool, in its simplest form, it just gives you fully correlated game slips depending on the sport, depending on the game, and depending on the DFS app that you're looking to play on, based on the percent odds to hit for each individual leg. So this is going to be the slip that we're taking here for the Raiders and Dolphins, and as you guys can see, it's a beauty. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys now. This is the slip that we're going to be entering for the Raiders and Dolphins game this weekend. We got a 1 o'clock game on November 19th, which is Sunday, but we already threw into a Tagovailoa over passing yards and Aiden O'Connell over passing yards as well. But now let's go ahead and dive into the rest of our slip. We're going to be playing Devontae Adams over 68.5 receiving yards. We got Tyreek Hill over 90.5 receiving yards. Jacoby Myers over 3.5 receptions. And last but not least, Jalen Waddle over 4.5 receptions. So that's a fantastic slip. It's pretty evident that what we want in this game script is a lot of points, right? So if the Dolphins are going to go out, score 70 points, I mean, we've already seen it once this year, right? Or close to it. If they're going to go out and score a lot of points, high-powered offense, obviously, led by Tua, a lot of Tyreek Hill, a lot of Jalen Waddle, that means that the Raiders are going to have to try and play keep up here. So that means Aiden O'Connell throwing the ball a lot more. Who are his favorite targets? Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. So we talk about positive correlation. Positively correlating your slips over on DFS apps. If Tua Tagovailoa is going to go over his allotted passing yards line, 269.5, what is more likely to occur? Tyreek Hill to go over or under his receptions line or receiving yards line, or Jalen Waddle to go over or under his receptions line. It's more likely that if Tua's going to go out and throw for 350 yards, Tyreek's going to get his, Jalen Waddle's going to get his. Same can be said on the flip side with Aiden O'Connell. If they're playing from behind, if Aiden O'Connell's going to go throw for 200 plus yards, what's more likely to occur? Devontae Adams to clear his over receiving yards line, Jacoby Myers to clear his over receptions line? Most likely. Those are positively correlated. We wouldn't want to take Tua and Aiden O'Connell over passing yards and turn around and take the under on some of his receivers, especially his stud receivers, their specific player prop lines on receiving yards and receptions. Wouldn't make any sense. So now I briefly want to talk about why you guys should be entering these types of parlays over on a fixed payout platform like PrizePicks, opposed to a sports book like DraftKings or FanDuel. So we know that if we take all these players, we saw Aiden O'Connell just got bumped from 198.5 to 200.5. Totally fine, guys. 2 yards. Still feel comfortable playing the slip. If we go over to receiving yards, right, we're going to be adding in Tyreek Hill over 90.5. We have Devontae Adams over 68.5. We have Waddle over 4.5 receptions. And last but not least, we have Jacoby Myers over 3.5 receptions. Okay, so when we input this into a slip over on PrizePicks, doesn't matter, we take the over on or the under on these players, we're going to get this 25 times return. So if we go 6 for 6 on this positively correlated slip, we get a 25 times return. If we go 5 for 6, we get a 2 times return. If we go 4 for 6, we get a 0.4 times return. So if I'm putting $100 on this specific slip, I'm going to get $2,500 back, $2,400 profit. If we go 5 for 6, $100 gets us $200, which is $100 profit. 4 for 6, obviously we lose $60, but we get something back, which is fantastic. Now, if I go over to DraftKings to a same game parlay, and I take this same exact slip, and I put it in a same game parlay, this is my return. I'm getting this at plus 1,700 odds. So if I put $100 on this slip over on DraftKings, I'm getting an $1,800 payout. So I'm profiting $1,700. Not only that, but on top of that, if I don't go 6 for 6 in this same game parlay, I get $0. I get nothing in return. So there's no flex option. I'm not going to get, a 2.5 times return if I go 5 for 6 on DraftKings. If I'm playing this over on a sports book, I have to go 6 for 6. I don't get anything if I go 4 for 6. So it's either 6 for 6 or that's it. That's the only way we get a return or see a return over on DraftKings. And not only that, we're getting shorted $800, right? So if I put $100 down and go 6 for 6, I get $1,800. If I go over to PrizePicks and enter the same exact slip, $100 gets me $2,500 and I'm getting insurance on top of it. So it's absolutely insane to think about and process. Not only that, but it's happening because we have to enter a same game parlay on FanDuel or DraftKings because the sportsbooks know that we're trying to correlate our slips. They understand that if we're pairing Aiden O'Connell and Tua over with all of these receiving props overs as well, they're altering that payout because they know it's more likely to occur together where we can get away with it over on a DFS app like PrizePicks or even like Underdog. And again, it's legitimately the same slip. Tua over pass yards, Aiden O'Connell over pass yards, Tyreek and Devontae over receiving yards, Waddle and Myers over receptions. We got Aiden and Tua, same exact lines. Aiden just got bumped by 2 yards, still okay. Devontae and Tyreek, same lines. Jacoby Myers and Jalen Waddle, same lines. 100 to win 1,800 or 100 to win 2,500 plus insurance. Absolutely no-brainer playing this on PrizePicks. And guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys are going to be tailing this slip. Again, it's going to be Tua over 269.5 passing yards, Aiden O'Connell over 200.5 passing yards. We got Tyreek Hill over 90.5 receiving yards. We got Devontae Adams over 68.5 receiving yards, Jalen Waddle over 4.5 receptions, Jacoby Myers over 3.5 receptions. And again, this came directly off the correlation tool here at DGF. Dolphins 13-point favorites. Hopefully, they put a lot of points on the board early, and it's a lot of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle with Tua, not a lot of that run game that we're so accustomed to seeing. It's a high-powered offense. They'll go out and put up as many points as they possibly can. So I think everybody on the offensive side coming from the passing game can get theirs. Hopefully, the Raiders can keep it close somewhat. If they can, this is definitely going 6 for 6. But if you guys are going to be tailing this slip, guys, go ahead, hit that like button. Also, if this is your first time stumbling upon the channel, welcome. We make content like this all the time. We do live streams as well. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. So whenever we do go live or post content like this, you get notified first. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. I love you guys, and let's cash.